Hello and welcome to EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian football, your go-to spot for everything Nigerian football. We're still in WAFCON 2024 mode and we're gearing up for an exciting quarterfinal clash between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Copper Queens of Zambia. This matchup is set for July 18th at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. It is taking place in Casablanca. The match is more than just a quarterfinal. It is a chance at revenge for Nigeria. It is a shot at the semifinals for both teams. And it is a chance for a massive step towards earning major respect in Africa for Zambia. Today, in this video, we're going to be diving deep into both teams' journeys, their global rankings, performances in the tournament so far, key players, head-to-head between both teams, the critical matchups for this game, and of course, I'll be making my prediction for who I think will come out on top in the match. So buckle up, grab your jersey, hit the subscribe button, like the video if you haven't already, and let us get into it. The WAFCON 2024 has been an interesting tournament so far, I must say. But we are now into the knockout rounds. We're now in the serious stage. This is where it is make or break. You have one bad game, you're out. It is everything to play for in every match from this point forward. This quarterfinal is not just about advancing. It is about Nigeria showing that African teams still can't keep up with them. And it is for Zambia to show that they can really chill with the big girls. They want to chill with the big girls. They want to be amongst those big names when it comes to African football. Not just Nigeria or South Africa or Morocco coming and passing them. Nigeria has a storied history, of course, we all know this. And Zambia is a rising team. Both teams know what is at stake. And if you add to it the fact that there is a healthy prize money, 300,000 for any team that gets into the semifinals. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Both teams want to qualify. I know that the money doesn't go to the players, it goes to the federation. But still, that would make the federations put some pressure on the players. And of course, the players, as professionals, they have their pride. They want to go as far as possible. So the stage is set for a high octane showdown. Zambia always entertaining, Nigeria always a powerhouse. Let's break down where these teams stand globally, first of all. Now, according to the FIFA rankings, Nigeria sits 36th in the world, highest ranked African team. Still, according to FIFA, the biggest and best team in Africa. The Super Falcons have a rich pedigree with 9 WAFCON titles and consistent FIFA World Cup appearances. Their experience and depth make them a formidable force, as well as their star power, of course. Zambia are ranked 65th in the world, much lower than Nigeria, but Zambia should not be underestimated. The Copper Queens made waves at the 2022 WAFCON and also at the 2023 World Cup with their attacking flair led by their star players playing in the NWSL. Their ranking reflects their relative newness on the global stage, but their potential as a team and as an attacking force is undeniable. It is Nigeria's experience and star power against Zambia's hunger and double barrel. Let's talk about how both teams earned their spots in the quarterfinal in the first place. As for Nigeria, Nigeria dominated Group B with an unbeaten record, a 3-0 thrashing of Tunisia in our first match that showcased our attacking prowess but also showed us some of the gaps that we need to fill in. A 1-0 victory over Botswana that showed that the Super Falcons can grind out results, but they can also be underwhelming in attack. And a goalless draw against Algeria, albeit with a rotated squad, where the Falcons controlled possession, ran the game, but couldn't find the back of the net. Nigeria finished the group stage with 7 points, 4 goals scored, and no goals conceded. Perfect defensive record. The defensive solidity, of course, led by goalkeeper Chamaka Nadozie, is probably the thing that stands out the most from Super Falcons group stage. But we all know this. They are yet to face a threat like what Zambia would pose. And of course, questions still linger about Nigeria's finishing, as we have missed a number of chances and have been unable to create clear-cut chances in some of our matches. Zambia in Group A also finished with 7 points, but they took a different path. In their first game, they were held to a 2-2 draw by hosts Morocco, but they showed that they can compete with the best and they can score goals. In their second match, it was a 3-2 victory over Senegal. A goal first that highlighted their attacking threat, but also their defensive vulnerabilities. And in their third match, it was a 1-0 win over DR Congo, securing their spot in the next round with a +2 goal difference, scoring 6 goals but conceding 4. We all know that Zambia's offense is electric, but their defense has shown vulnerabilities. Both teams are going into this game in good form, but Nigeria's attack versus Zambia's leaky backline, Zambia's high-scoring attack versus Nigeria's untested defense is going to make for a good matchup. Who are the key players to watch? Who are the players that we really should pay attention to in this match? For Nigeria, the Super Falcons boast a star-studded team, but I'm going to pick out a few players that I think could be really crucial. Number one, we have goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie of Brighton FC. She's kept 3 clean sheets in a row at the WAFCON. She's a wall in goal, we all know this. Her ability to make crucial saves could be a game changer for Nigeria. Even if Zambia are able to breach the Nigeria defense, Chiamaka Nadozie provides a pair of very safe hands in goal, and she could be absolutely crucial in this match. We also have Christy Uchebe, a midfielder that in a game like this, where we'll potentially face, or not potentially, we will face the double barrel attack of Zambia. I think Uchebe's defensive quality in midfield could be very crucial to ensuring that our centre backs are not exposed and under consistent fire. Because if Banda and Kunanaji keep on running and keep on coming at our centre backs, I believe that they have enough quality to breach the defense. So in midfield, I would like Uchebe to start, but even if it's Abiodun or maybe even Ainde, they could be very crucial to us in the match. Rashida Ajibade, the third player that I will highlight, dynamic player, playing in the midfield throughout this tournament, can also play on the wings. I think her pace, I think her creativity, her leadership, her efforts can be a threat to any team when she's in her flow and playing her best football. She made the team of the group stage despite not being at her best so far in this tournament. And I think that she could be a major key to unlocking Zambia's defense in this quarterfinal match. And then finally, Jennifer Onyinye Echegini, PSG midfielder. Echegini's runs from midfield, her shooting ability from outside the box, her close control, her ability to beat players. Man, she has potential to score or create from outside the box, and I think it is something that we need to take advantage of, especially in this match against Zambia. If Zambia choose to play compact in defense, Echegini's qualities could be very useful to test their goalkeeper, as their goalkeeper is not that good and she is potentially one of their weak points, if not the weakest points in the Copper Queens squad. So I really am looking forward to seeing Echegini in this game, and I hope that the coach can see what I'm seeing as well. For Zambia, the Copper Queens largely rely on their attacking firepower. Number one has to be Baba Banda, forward for Orlando Pride in the NWSL. The reigning African Women's Player of the Year. She's a goal-scoring machine. Her pace, her strength, long-range shooting, close-range finishing. She's a constant threat for any side, Nigerian or otherwise. She's, of course, one of the most expensive female players ever. And in this tournament, she's already scored 3 goals and provided 1 assist in only 3 matches. So she's coming into this game with a lot of confidence and in good form. Number 2, Rachel Kundanaji, forward for BFC, teammate of Asisa Toshwala in the NWSL. She is Banda's partner in crime. Kundanaji is versatile, can play from the flanks, can play through the middle, she can pass the ball, she can finish the ball, and she complements Baba Banda perfectly. They have a nice 1-2 tandem that is going. That's why I call them a double barrel attack. Their interplay could overwhelm Nigeria's backline if we do not do our best to curtail their efforts. We might be paying attention to Banda, but Kundanaji could be the one to steal the show. In this tournament, she also has 3 goals and 1 assist in 3 matches, and she scored a brilliant free kick to win their last match. So she could be potentially a very big threat in this game as well. Number 3 that I will highlight is Grace Chanda, their midfielder for Orlando Pride in the NWSL. Chanda is the one that controls the game with her vision, her passing. She will be very crucial for feeding their forward players that I already spoke about. She keeps the ball moving and she tries to get their best players on the ball in space and as often as possible. We would need to control her if we don't want Banda and Kundanaji to get at us too much. And then the 4th player to watch on the Zambian side, Ngambo Musele, goalkeeper for Zesco United FC. She's their goalkeeper, and like I said earlier, I think she's a potential weak link. In this tournament so far, she has not been very assuring. Now, I know that the goals considered not just on her, but she has also made her fair share of errors. And I think if Zambia are supposed to get a result in this match, Musole is going to have to be at her absolute best. These players for both sides could define the match. But who will have the edge when it comes to direct 1v1 battles? I want to talk about three potentially crucial matchups. Number one has to be Chiamaka Nnadozie versus Banda. Nigeria's goalkeeper faces Zambia's star striker. Banda's shooting, her clinical finishing, her pace, her power will test Chiamaka's shot-stopping prowess. Personally, I do not see a world where Banda does not get at least one chance in this match. Who knows? Anything can happen. But I think that Zambia have enough quality to create at least one chance. And Chiamaka Nnadozie will have to be ready. She will have to be ready whenever or wherever that chance comes from. If Nnadozie has the game that we know that she can have, then Nigeria can feel confident to win in this game. But she has to be ready and aware of the threats. Another matchup, Rashida Ajibade or Tony Payne versus Rachel Nachula. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I want Ajibade to play from the flanks. But the coach has not been playing her there and has been playing her from the middle. So Tony Payne could play from the flanks. Or maybe even Esther Okonkwo could be the one that he starts there. But I think that the trickery, the pace, and the chance creation of the wing player could exploit Zambia's defensive weaknesses, especially if Nachula struggles to track runs or she gets too carried away in attack. When Zambia are attacking, Nachula likes to run and play high. So quick turnovers, transition could see her out of position and could be a way that the Super Falcons can take advantage and create some chances for our attacking players. And then the third matchup that I will highlight, Jennifer Echegini and Christy Ucheibe versus Grace Chanda and Irene Lungu. I think that this midfield battle will dictate the game's tempo. Echegini's box-to-box energy combined with Ucheibe's tireless motor meets Chanda's playmaking and Lungu's hard work. Whoever controls the midfield in this match could swing the match in their team's favor. These matchups, these duels will be pivotal. But of course, history could also play a role in the game. So let us look at the head-to-head record of both teams. In WAFCON, Nigeria and Zambia have faced off 3 times with mixed results. Most recently in July of 2022, Zambia defeated Nigeria in the 3rd placed match. Zambia stunned the Super Falcons. It was a rare loss for Nigeria. And the Super Falcons were left embarrassed as the Copper Queens earned the bronze medal. So that shows you Zambia's growing threat. In 2018, in the group stage, Nigeria flogged and thrashed Zambia 4-0. But that's 2018. And also in 2014, Nigeria flogged Zambia 6-0. I remember Okobi, Oparanozie, Oshwala, all on the score sheets in that game. Zambia have the upper hand when it comes to the most recent meeting. But historically, of course, Nigeria has the upper hand. It is going to be interesting to see how the players come into that game. Will the Super Falcons be feeling overconfident? Will Zambia be ready for the challenge? I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fascinating battle. I really think so. So who wins the match on July 18th? Let's talk a little bit about tactics, and of course, I'll give my predictions. Nigeria in this tournament have been relying on a 4-3-3 formation. Good defending, wing play from Ajibade, Babajide, Payne, Okoronkwo. Press often, control possession, don't make mistakes, and trust the defense to do a job when they need to. Zambia will probably play in a 4-4-2, which can sometimes be a 3-5-2 in attack, or maybe they might play in a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 formation. However, we know that they will lean heavily on Banda and Rachel Kundanaji. They will try to use their pace to exploit Nigeria's high line. They will try to get them in space so that they can run. They will try to play quick counter-attacks. Grace Chana will try to pull the strings for them. Zambia's defense, however, could be exposed by Nigeria's wingers. The Super Falcons will need to not allow Banda and Kundanaji to have direct shots at the defense. Serious work is needed from the midfielders in this match. I really think so. They need to protect the defense. Whether it's Uchebe, Abiodun, Ainde, they need to protect the defense. Alozie at left back, or Alozie at right back, rather, will need to be very, very alert. As Zambia's attackers, Kunanaji and Banda, also tend to drift into wide areas where they need to get on the ball. So it could be a 1v1 between Banda and Alozie, or Kunanaji and Alozie, and she needs to be ready. She needs to be ready. I think that the Super Falcons also need to make sure that they test the Zambian goalkeeper. She is not very good. She can be error prone. Make her uncomfortable in this game. She needs to be worked in this match. I think it is very, very important. Keep possession, move the ball, test the goalkeeper, and try to be clinical in attack. If Nigeria gets these things right, I think it would help to win the match for sure. I would say my preferred lineup for this match. I would like to see Chiamaka Nnadozie in goal. In the defense, Ashley Plumter on the left, Alozie on the right, Dimeng and Ohale in the center of the defense. In the midfield, I would go with Ainde, Ucheibe, and Echegini ahead of them. On the left of the attack, I would go with Omarisola Babajide. On the right of the attack, I would go with Rashida Tajibade. And then up front, I would go with Chinwendu Ihezuo. Now, I know that the coach probably has different ideas and is not going to go with the lineup that I suggested. So that's not my predicted lineup. That is my preferred lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Oshowala up front. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Ajibade in the middle. If I see Payne starting, Echegini on the bench, Abiodun starting ahead of Uchebe, it wouldn't surprise me. But my preferred lineup is what I think would be best suited for the Zambian team and for Nigeria to get a very good result in this game. As for my prediction, I think it is going to be a tough match, but I'm going to predict a win for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I'm going to predict a 3-1 victory for Nigeria. I think that Zambia will probably score. I think so. They'll probably score, and Nigeria concedes our first goal of the tournament. Unless Nigeria comes with a different game plan and doesn't attack as much as I think that they should, I think Zambia will probably score. But I believe that we have enough quality and experience to edge the match. Zambia will fight hard, but Nigeria's overall quality could make a difference. With that being said, hey, if Zambia's forwards click, if we make mistakes, if our defense is not at their best, or Chiamaka is not at her best, an upset is not out of the question. Don't get me wrong. Even though I'm predicting a win for the Super Falcons, I don't think that an upset is out of the question. It is possible. It happened in 2022. It can happen again. But I'm excited for this match because to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Zambia are one of the best, at least based on the last WAFCON. So I'm looking forward to the Super Falcons taking on this challenge, which will be their toughest challenge of the WAFCON so far. And I wish them all the very best in the quarterfinal match. What do you think? Drop your score predictions in the comments and let me know who you think will get on the score sheet as well. So there you have it, guys. That's the preview for Nigeria versus Zambia and the WAFCON 2024 quarterfinals. It's a clash of two African strongholds at the moment. Who are you backing? The Super Falcons of Nigeria or the Copper Queens of Zambia? Let me know in the comments. Please make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Nigerian and WAFCON coverage. And follow us on Instagram at EaglesTracker for more updates. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.